Hi and welcome to the first edition of Middleton Minute. This is going to be a short look at work that's taking place at the Middleton Railway. In our workshops here we have a lot of things going on a regular basis, and I thought it'd be interesting to introduce to you some of the stuff that's taking place. On the middle axle here of Slough Estates No.3 is a spring. Now this may seem like a very simple component, but it's obviously vital to the operation of the locomotive. As the loco goes over undulating track, this spring really provides all the damping and compensation to stop the locomotive damaging its wheels and other components on the track. Recently, Slough Estates No.3 damaged the spring on the other side of the locomotive, and I'd like to have a look at what we might do to repair that. So the spring here, you can see, is actually split right along one of the leaves. This is not surprising, as this is where the spring pin goes, and most of the force on the spring actuates from this area. I mentioned earlier potential repair, but having investigated this further, it's quite obvious that we're not going to be able to repair this, and it's going to have to be a replacement spring. This is one of the major projects that have been taking place this winter at the Middleton Railway. This is the Picton shelter. Part of our Heritage Lottery funded application to obtain Picton, also to overhaul Brooks, which we've been looking at inside the workshop, and to construct this building. This building will provide shelter for Picton for the foreseeable future, the rest of its life, and make sure that it doesn't deteriorate any further. As you can see, the locomotive isn't in a fantastic state. A lot of corrosion has taken place, but now that it's safely sheltered here, we can shot blast it, preserve it, and ensure that it's here for generations to come. It's also given us the advantage of a lot of storage space behind Picton, which I want to show you next. You can see in here we've gained a huge amount of space. This kind of covered accommodation is really important at a railway. We've actually developed a 2 locomotive sized building which has doors at each end and will give us secure storage for any of our rolling stock that we might require. An ongoing and huge project for the railway has been the construction of this running shed. This has been almost 4.5 years in the planning and construction, but it will provide one of the best facilities our railway has to keep our operational fleet of steam diesel locomotives undercover, safe, secure, and also giving crew a much nicer environment in which to prepare them in the morning. We can actually see that this shed has taken several sections of construction to complete. The first of those has been the foundations and the extension of this pit, which will allow staff, volunteers to maintain and prepare the locomotives inside. The second part of the construction was these walls. There's an outer skin of bricks and this inner skin of breeze blocks, and also on the outside many of you will be able to see your name bricks which you kindly paid for, which helped create the wonderful facility we've got here. The third stage really was the construction of the tin skin on the outside of the frame. This provides a watertight, weathertight building for us to store the engines in. There is one more stage which needs to be completed. As you can see, this is still very much a work in progress. In the roof of the building there will be metal smoke troughs to capture the smoke of the locomotives as they're being lit up here in the morning. This is a major advantage. The locomotives will not need to be taken outside to have a fire lit in them. They will be able to be prepared completely within this building.